Hello everyone, I want to talk about what happens if you keep fighting Nemesis, especially on Inferno difficulty. Well, the short answer is if you keep fighting with Nemesis, you can continuously knock him down. So he will do like a death animation, almost like a death animation, but it's not really a death animation where he sort of lifts his arm up and down. It's like he's seriously injured. Then he will kneel on the ground, but after a period of time, he will recover and come back up and chase you again. And this will repeat. The first time this happens, he will drop you some items during each encounter. However, if you keep fighting with him during that encounter, you can only keep knocking him down. So he kneels on the ground. You can never completely defeat him. He's almost like Mr. X from Resident Evil 2 Remake. You cannot completely defeat him. So unlike the original game where it's possible to completely kill Nemesis for one section, and he won't bother you and he won't appear until the next encounter. It's impossible to do that in the remake. You can continuously knock him down, but he will always get back up. Okay, now to the second point of this video, which is I tested different weapons in stopping Nemesis or staggering him, like knocking him back, so temporarily stopping his attack or his movement. First, I tested the survival knife. The survival knife isn't very effective against him. No matter how many times I hit him, I cannot stagger or knock him back. Then the next I tested the shotgun. The shotgun is more effective. However, it's very inconsistent in staggering and knocking him back. It is possible to stagger and knock him back, provided you hit him in the weak spot. So his mechanical heart or his head. Now, you have to hit him multiple times in a short period. So this could be 2 or 3 hits. Occasionally it might be 4. It just depends how much damage you do with each hit and how close you are. The shotgun seems fairly inconsistent. It doesn't have a very consistent pattern, how often it stuns, but it is possible still to stun him. Now, I want to say about the survival knife, it is possible to still knock him down so he kneels on the ground, and it is possible to completely defeat him so he drops you the item with only the survival knife. However, you cannot stagger or knock him back. Okay, so the next is the Magnum. The Magnum is much more effective than the shotgun. Now, most of the time, if you shoot him in his mechanical heart, particularly during the slow motion perfect dodge slow motion, after the perfect dodge, you get the slow motion bit. If you hit him in the mechanical heart, most of the time it stuns him and it knocks him back or staggers him, so you can interrupt his attacks and movement. However, it doesn't occur 100% of the time. It occurs most of the time, but sometimes he somehow can poise or tank right through the Magnum shot to his heart. It happens occasionally. It seems very inconsistent. It just sort of happens. But the Magnum is much more effective at stunning Nemesis or knocking him back than the shotgun. Okay, so after that, I tested the pistol. Now, I tested the pistol last because I want to get all the pistol upgrade to see. So the pistol only knocks back Nemesis or stops him if you get a critical shot on his weak spot. That's his mechanical heart or his head. Only if you get a critical shot. Now you can increase your chance of getting a critical with the silencer and the laser sight, so you could knock him back. But it's again, you need a critical shot like this. See, you do a critical shot, your screenshot sort of flashes. That's when you do the critical shot. You have to get a critical hit in order to knock him back, and you only knock him back if you hit him in the mechanical heart. The critical shot on the pistol, it seems it's not really consistent. It's like a percentage thing. So sometimes you can get like 2 critical in one after the other. Sometimes it takes you like 10 hits before you can get a critical. So it's again not a very consistent way to stun him because it relies on critical hits and it relies on you landing critical hits on his weak spot. Now, this is easiest to be done when you try to perfect dodge and do the slow motion counter attack. So that is the easiest way to do it, to hit his weak spot. Okay, so I tested all these weapons between the fully upgraded pistol, the survival knife, the shotgun, and the Magnum. Now, I didn't test the grenade launcher because normally you can't get the grenade launcher during this phase of the game. You know, you can only get the grenade launcher in the sewer or later on. So out of these 4 weapons, survival knife, upgraded pistol, shotgun, and Magnum is the most effective by far. It most of the time, it guarantees you to stun him. It's not 100% thing, but most of the times it works, provided you hit him in his weak spot, i.e. his mechanical heart. Okay, now I tested explosives such as a grenade. The grenade, provided the grenade lands close to him or nearby him, it will always stagger him and knock him around. Sometimes it knocks him to the side, sometimes it knocks him back. But the grenade seems guaranteed to knock him back or stagger him, provided the grenade lands close to him. Now, because Nemesis moves very fast on Inferno difficulty, it is possible sometimes he can sort of run out of the grenade blast radius. It's rare, but it can happen. So what I like to do is chuck the grenade right underneath his foot. So the grenade sort of bounces just below his foot and explodes right underneath it. That appears to be the most guaranteed way of stunning him. So basically the only way to stun, lock Nemesis, or basically stagger him. Now this is different to knocking him down, because knocking him down, all you're required to do is do enough damage. But staggering and stunning, what I mean is to knock him back, so stopping him. So basically stopping Nemesis. The only guaranteed way to do it on Inferno difficulty is one grenade. Now, probably on lower difficulty, it's one grenade can do enough damage to completely bring Nemesis down and enough to defeat him for a short period of time. Remember, you can never completely defeat Nemesis, so he always gets back up. So the only way to guarantee a stun is with an explosive grenade, and provided the grenade lands close to him. That's the only way to do it from my test. Now, the electrical generators almost always stuns him, except during one attack. Particularly during this chase sequence, just before the sewer, Nemesis has an attack where he sort of, I don't know how to explain it, but he sort of smashes Joe's face to the ground. During that attack, if you trigger the electrical generator, he won't get stunned. So that is one attack he sort of can poise right through the electrical generator. I don't know how he does it, but he can do it. Just the way the game is programmed. So that's the attack to watch out. So occasionally he doesn't get stunned by electrical generators. Another thing is there are certain animations that Nemesis has that you can't stun him no matter what. He has certain animations. You just can't stagger him. Okay, what about exploding barrels? Well, I'll show you guys some footage that I recorded with explosive barrels. Now, explosive barrels on lower difficulty stuns him, and on standard, one explosive barrel up on close range is enough to take him down. However, at higher difficulty such as Inferno, one explosive barrel shot, a lot of times he just tanks right through. Sometimes he gets stunned, sometimes he just tanks right through the explosive barrel, even if the explosive barrel blows up right in front of his foot. The only time the explosive barrel knocks him down is the double explosive barrel in the chase sequence just before the sewers. So that is the only time, because there's two explosive barrels, it does enough damage to him to bring him down. On Inferno, two explosive barrels are required to bring him, to knock him down and for him to drop you items from full health. However, you have to make sure the explosive barrel lands right next to him, so he can't be too far away. Because Nemesis can move very quickly, occasionally he can escape the explosive radius of the explosive barrels. Yes, he's very fast on Inferno. Another thing to note is that explosive barrels does not guarantee you stun, does not guarantee you staggering. He doesn't get knocked around. It's not like a grenade. It's not an effective way to stop Nemesis, particularly on high difficulty. And what happens if you keep shooting Nemesis while he's down, while he's kneeling down? Well, nothing. He somehow can tank through all the damages and still be okay. So basically, the only way to guarantee to knock back Nemesis is with an explosive grenade, and there's no point continue to fight with him because you can never completely defeat him, no matter what, no matter how much damage you did. At least in my test, because I didn't have infinite weapons, but I used all my firepower, 4 explosive grenades, almost a full clip of Magnum shot, shotgun rounds, pistol, survival knife. I gave it all out, and he's still okay. He still stands up. Okay, eventually he still stands up and start punching Jill in the face. So that's the end of that. Basically, there's no way to stun lock him continuously. You cannot defeat him. And because he has certain animations that you can't stun him, you cannot continuously stun lock him. You can bring him down if you do enough damage, and you can, up to a certain point, perhaps with infinite weapons, to try to stun lock him, but he has certain animations that you can't stun him. I found, like, for example, sometimes he jumps off the building, that he doesn't seem to be able to be stunned in those animations. Yes, so there's no way to completely defeat him. There's no way to continuously stun him. You can continuously knock him down provided you do enough damage. And an explosive grenade is the only way you can stagger him. Of course, we're not talking about any shop items. We're not talking about any new Game Plus items. So no infinite, like, rocket launcher. I'm sure a rocket hit to his face would also stun him. But if we don't talk about that, if we're not talking about infinite weapons, an explosive grenade is the only way to guarantee stun or knockback on Nemesis. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this video has been informative, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.